Hi there, sunshine. I'm Nurse Tricia. I'm so thankful that you chose to spend a little bit of time with me today. I want to start off with a simple question. How many times have you said, I will start when things calm down? Maybe you said, I will take better care of myself after this busy season. How many times have you said, I'll rest when this project is over? How many times have you said to yourself, I'll go to the doctor after I finish taking care of everybody else? How many times have you said, I will focus on my healing later? If you have ever said that to yourself, you're not alone. The problem is, if you have lived long enough, you know that there is always another busy season waiting. There's always another bill, another responsibility, another family member that needs you, another shift at work, another commitment, another reason to wait. And before you know it, months have passed, sometimes years, maybe even decades. Today, I want to encourage you with this truth. Your rest, your reset, does not begin when life gets easier. Your reset begins when you decide you are worth the effort. That one decision can change everything. I have spent more than 20 years caring for other people. I've worked in hospitals, nursing homes, assisted livings, and adult daycares. Caring for others has always been a part of who I am. But somewhere along the way, I realized something. I had become so good at taking care of everyone else that I forgot to take care of myself. I know this is resonating with someone. So maybe you have been there too. You've experienced this. You make sure that everyone else gets to their appointments, but you cancel your own. You remind everyone else to drink water, but you barely had any all day. You encourage everyone else to rest, but you tell yourself, I'll sleep later. Sound familiar? I know it does, because I've lived it. I've also walked through some difficult seasons. I've experienced trauma. I have survived cardiac arrest. I've faced challenges that changed the way I look at life. And through all of it, I have learned something. I wish someone had taught me years ago. Healing does not happen all at once. It happens one decision at a time. Not one giant leap, one intentional step. Sometimes we think transformation has to look dramatic, but most lasting change happens quietly. One healthy choice, repeated consistently. There was a time when I believed taking care of myself could wait. I thought everyone else needed me more than I needed myself. I wore being busy like a badge of honor. I believed that being exhausted meant I was working hard enough. But eventually, my body reminded me that it had limits. My heart reminded me that it needed care. And my mind reminded me that I could not continue to pour from an empty cup. That realization changed me, not overnight, but little by little. Today, I practice what I teach. I go to trauma therapy. I go to trauma yoga. I make time and make walking a part of my routine. I slow down. I check in with myself. I ask myself, self, how are you really doing today? Not because I have everything figured out, but because healing is something I continue to choose every day. Those small choices have changed my life. And they continue changing my life. One of the biggest misconceptions we have is believing we need motivation before we begin. We think when I feel better, I'll start. When I have more time, I'll start. When life slows down, I'll begin. But here's what I've learned. Action often comes before motivation. You don't have to feel ready. You just have to be willing. One walk, one healthy meal, one counseling session, one healthy boundary set, one deep breath, one extra glass of water, one prayer. Small decisions may not seem like much today, but over time, they become your new life. I often tell the women that I work with that healing is not about perfection. It's about progress. Some days, your progress will look like taking a walk. Some days, it'll look like saying no. Some days, it'll look like getting 8 hours of sleep. And some days, it'll simply look like admitting, I'm not okay. And that's okay too, because there is truly no shame in asking for help. Can I encourage you today? Stop waiting for someday. Someday is not guaranteed. Today is. Today is your opportunity to choose one thing that honors your mind, your body, and your spirit. You do not have to change your entire life today. That's not what I'm asking you to do. You just must take one small step, because one small step can become a life-changing reset. I want to ask you something. What would life look like in 6 months from now if you consistently chose yourself? Imagine having more peace, more energy, more confidence. Imagine waking up without feeling like you're already behind. That life is possible, not because everything around you has changed, but because something inside of you changed. That is why I do what I do. That is why I created Ain't No Shame Coaching. Because I want women to know that healing is possible. Burnout does not have to be your normal. Survival mode does not have to be your permanent address. You can live differently. You can choose differently. And those choices matter. Before we finish, I want to leave you with one question. If you knew your life could look different 6 months from now, what is one small step you will be willing to take today? I would love for you to answer that in the comments. Let's encourage one another. You never know who might be inspired by your answer. And before I go, I want to share something with you. I've been working on something very special, something I've prayed over, something I have poured my heart into. It isn't quite ready today, but I promise it will be worth the wait. Tomorrow, I will be opening up something that was created for women who are tired of surviving and ready to begin healing. If you have been feeling overwhelmed, burnt out, emotionally exhausted, or like you've lost yourself while taking care of everyone else, I want you to be here tomorrow. I truly believe it's going to be the beginning of something very special. Until then, give yourself grace. Take one small step. Remember that healing does not happen because life suddenly becomes perfect. Healing begins the moment you decide you are worth the effort. And never forget, there is truly no shame in choosing yourself. I am Nurse Tricia. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me. And if ain't nobody told you they love you today, I love you. And ain't a thing you can do about that.